What makes the greatest sprinters in cycling history so special? Certainly their palmarès. The rider profile you will be looking into includes a tremendous amount of Grand Tour stages, a couple of points competition jerseys, a few classic wins, and possibly a World Championship triumph or two, and a few other names like Erik Zabel, Mario Cipollini, Mark Cavendish. There is so much for the more recent sprint cyclists who have created history or are still doing so. But what about those who competed and won before us? Hey viewers, welcome back to Cycling Right Now. More than a century has gone by since the Tour de France's inception, and there have been many excellent and productive sprinters. For those who recall André Derrigade or Rik van Steenbergen, we had to delve deeper into history and learn that compiling an all-time top 10 list of best sprinters would not be so simple after all. So without any further ado, let's get in. But first, before that, please hit that bell icon and subscribe to the channel. What about cyclists like Rik van Looy and Sean Kelly, who combined quick finishing speed with the strength to win even the hillier classics? What about the famous Eddy Merckx, whose extensive resume includes numerous sprint victories and points jerseys? Did they also fit under the heading of sprinters? We decided to only include one of them in our ranking, Sean Kelly for his 4 green jerseys, and instead focus on more recent players like Robbie McEwen, Oscar Freire, Thor Hushovd, and Alessandro Petacchi, masters of quick finishing speeds, modern lead-out trains, and precise positioning. Finally, we achieved our goal of having 10 names and considered the option of arranging them in order of importance. Erik Zabel. By far the king of green jersey, Eddy Zabel certainly earned his spot in our ranking with his 6 consecutive points competition victories at the Tour de France, not to mention his 3 points jerseys at the Vuelta or the 20 Grand Tour stages, 12 at the Tour, 8 at the Vuelta. He lifted his hands to. The German, who spent his most successful years with the Deutsche Telekom and then T-Mobile teams, also won 9 classic triumphs, including 4 times at Milano-San Remo. There should have been 5 at La Primavera, but a memorable event in his career came in 2004 when he was arrested on the Via Rome line by Oscar Freire for raising his hands too quickly. Zabel continued his career with Team Milram until 2008 when he competed alongside Alessandro Petacchi before becoming a tactical advisor at Team Columbia and assisting Mark Cavendish to his 2009 Milan-San Remo victory. He is now 41 years old and has just been hired as a sprint advisor by the Katusha squad. Mario Cipollini. Love him or hate him, few would argue that Super Mario transformed the face of modern cycling forever. Not only did he win the most Grand Tour stages ever for a pure sprinter, but he also did so with a style and charisma that are impossible to replicate. With his ever-changing Lycra outfits, Cipollini also won the Giro d'Italia points race 3 times, but never finished one of the 8 tours he rode. The towering Italian, whose greatest successes also included a world's title in Zolder in 2002, as well as the Classicissima Milan-San Remo that same year, never lacked the self-assurance that true sprinters are required to slug it out in the final run to the line. Cipollini's explosiveness and beautiful looks made him an all-Italian hero, a celebrity deeply revered by a public who expected him to show off his attitude as much as he did. Freddie Maertens. Another record-breaking sprinter, won 55 races in a single season in 1976. Maertens won 8 Tour de France stages that year, tying him with Merckx and Charles Pélissier for the most in a single tour, and 7 stages of the Giro d'Italia the following year, before dropping out in the first week. Add to that an incredible 13 Vuelta a España stages he also won in 1977, making him a Grand Tour winner, and his 6 consecutive Dauphiné Libéré stage victories in 1975, and you have unquestionably the finest sprinter of the 1970s. Maertens' top speed and open rivalry with fellow countryman Eddy Merckx were renowned. Maertens and the Cannibal both lost in the final sprint of the 1973 Worlds, providing fodder for lots of controversies. Jamoluddin Abdoujaparov. His solitary moniker, the Tashkent Terror, tells it all. Jamoluddin Abdoujaparov was feared in the early 1990s peloton, not just for his raw power in the final few hundred meters of a race, but also for his unpredictable trajectories, which saw him sprint to the finish with his head down between his shoulders, elbows out, and possibly eyes closed. His propensity to take risks earned him 17 Grand Tour stages and 5 overall points contests, but also a horrific crash on the Tour de France Champs-Élysées in 1991 when he first won the green jersey. However, the Uzbek sprinter's aggressive sprinting technique did not change in the years that followed. Abdou made us dread every mass sprint finish he was a part of, privately praying in front of our television screens. He ended his career in the same reckless manner that he began it, by testing positive for bromotan 3 times during his final pro year, 1997. Sean Kelly, one of the most versatile riders in history, deserves to be mentioned in this column for his 4 Tour de France green jerseys. He finished second to Erik Zabel. 16 Grand Tour stage wins and 4 points races at the Vuelta. He was also a general classification winner in 1988. Kelly, an Irish farmer's son, had the ability to suffer more than others and willpower that earned him a total of 11 classic wins spanning all types. He also won 26 stage events, including an incredible 7 consecutive Paris-Nice titles and 4 overall Basque Country victories. Kelly later used his extensive experience in race commentary for Eurosport and created his own cycling squad. Robbie McEwen, one of several highly spectacular sprinters around the turn of the millennium, might probably be characterized as the most crafty and independent of them all. The Australian never relied on a cutting-edge lead-out train like some of his greatest opponents, but he still managed to creep up to the line in the last seconds, following his natural instinct for the best possible rear wheel. He won the Tour's green jersey 3 times and 24 Grand Tour stages in all. Oscar Freire, a Spaniard, is also one of the best tacticians among his fellow fastmen. Similarly to McEwen, the man who spent the majority of his career with Dutch club Rabobank frequently caught his opponents off guard when they least anticipated it. Only 3 other riders in history have won 3 world championships, which he paired with 3 more Milan-San Remo victories, 1 Tour overall green jersey win, and 11 Grand Tour stages. Despite having multiple setbacks during his career, including back and neck difficulties and saddle injuries, Freire won 6 classics. Freire became the first Spaniard to win Paris Tours in 2010, setting the fastest average pace in a classic race ever. He rode the 233 kilometers at an average speed of 47.73 kilometers per hour. Mark Cavendish, at 26, has already acquired an impressive palmarès that will only get better. Manx Express is the current world champion. Cavendish's reign began in 2009 when he won Milan-San Remo after winning 4 Tour stages the year before. He won the most coveted Tour sprint finish, the last stage on the Champs-Élysées, 3 times in a row. He also won the points competition at the 2010 Vuelta and 2011 Tour. Many top sprinters and riders have strong personalities, therefore calves may be a factor in his success. Nonetheless, maturity comes with age, which can only be advantageous to the Manx man. Alessandro Petacchi. In 2003 to 2005, Alessandro Petacchi won the most races of any rider per season. 15 of AIL-24 Jet's victories in 2003 were the Grand Tours. In 2004, he won 9 Giro stages and the Maglia Cislamino. Petacchi returned and became the Tour de France's most consistent sprinter in 2010. Thor Hushovd. Thor Hushovd, or Tom Boonen, won the last slot in our non-exhaustive rating. The Norwegian's palmarès showed more Grand Tour consistency and stage wins. Thor won 3 points in competition jerseys, 2 at the Tour de France, where he won 10 of his 14 Grand Tour stage victories. Although neither Hushovd nor Boonen is pure sprinters, few can match the 2010 world champion on a somewhat uphill finish line. The Belgian has 3 more classic victories, but they should count for a top 10 of classics rider, not this ranking of quickmen. Hushovd mixes strength and speed to remain a force throughout his 11-year career. Viewers, it's your time to comment down below. Which one is your favorite sprinter? Well, that'll end our today's list, and the video as well, obviously. We will be back with more lists if you want. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel and give the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.